Hi everyone. So today we are going to do a very important topic for mathematical reasoning for paper 1 of UGC NET. All right. So let's start with ratio and proportion. This is extremely simple topic. So when we talk about ratio of two things, we are talking about comparing two things. For example, if the number of boys is twice the number of girls, then you can see that B upon G will be 2 upon 1. That means for every one girl, there are two boys. So basically, ratio is the simplest form of the fraction taken between two things when they're compared. All right. So for example, if I get 80 marks out of 100, so it is writing like 8 upon 10, or we can say 4 upon 5. So it means that for every 5 maximum marks in the paper, I get 4. So that is what is meant by ratio. Okay. So we'll do very simple problems related to ratios today, and they are at par with the standard of UGC NET Paper 1. So let's start. The ratio of 8 books to 20 books. So again, you have 8 books, the ratio to 20. Now, how do you write ratio? Ratio of A to B is either A upon B or A, this symbol B. Okay, that is how we write ratio. So again, you have to write in the simplified form. Actually, the ratio is 8 by 20, but here it is not 8 by 20. So let us simplify this. So it is going to be 2 by 5, which is going to be 2 is to 5. A, the ratio of the number of sides of a square to the number of edges of a cube. So you should have little bit knowledge about geometry also. So what is a square? A square is a four-sided figure where all the sides are equal and all the angles are 90 degrees. Okay. So the number of sides are 4. To the number of edges of a cube, I hope everybody has played Ludo. So a Ludo has 6 edges. Okay. So the ratio will be 4 by 6 or 4 is to 6. So that is 2 is to 3. Okay. So the number of sides of a square to the number of edges of a cube, the number of surfaces are 6. So let us count the number of edges. Let's see. Here I counted the number of surfaces. So edges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So basically I have 4 squares. Okay. So there are 12 edges. So it should be 4 by 12, not 4 by 6. 4 by 6 is actually the ratio of the number of sides of a square to the number of faces of a cube. So that is going to be 1 is to 3. So we have to be very, very careful. So the next question is, a picture is 60 centimeter wide and 1.8 meters long. The ratio of its width to its perimeter in lowest form is, this is a picture which is 60 centimeter wide and 1.8 meter long. So let us convert this meters also into centimeters. So 1 meters is equal to 100 centimeters. So this is 180 centimeters long. The ratio of its width to its perimeter. So we have to find width upon perimeter. Okay. So width is 60 centimeter. Now the perimeter is the boundary. So 60, 60, 180, 180. So it is 2 times 60 plus 2 times 180. So this is 60. Let's take 60 common. 2 plus 2 into 3. So this is going to be 1 upon 2 plus 6. This is 1 upon 8. So this is 1 is to 8. So you can see that you should have a rough idea about geometrical figures. What is perimeter? What is side? How do we calculate perimeter? Okay. Next. Neelam's annual income is 2,88,000. Her annual savings is 36,000. The ratio of savings to expenditure. So savings to expenditure. Now, what is expenditure? Expenditure is income minus savings. Okay. So what is your savings? 36,000. What is the income? 2,88,000 minus 36,000. Okay. So we can cut all the 3 zeros and then we can write it as, we can have a clear cut calculations. So then 6 times 6, 6 times 42, 1, 7. So it is 1 is to 7. Quite simple, real life problem, income, expenditure, savings. Question number 5. Mathematics textbooks for class 6 has 320 pages. The chapter symmetry runs from 261 to 272. So 261 to 272. This is the chapter of symmetry. So we count from 261 till 272. So we have 61 to 70, 10 plus 2. So we have 12 pages. Okay. The ratio of the number of pages of this chapter to the total number of pages. So 12 divided by total number of pages, 4 times 3. So this is 3 is to 80. Okay. The question number 6. In a box, The ratio of red marbles to blue marbles is, so red to blue marbles is 7/4. Which of the following could be the total number of marbles in the box? Okay. So basically we want the ratio to be 7/4. So let red marbles be 7 times K and blue marbles be 4 times K, where K is a constant, okay, which has to be cut to get this ratio in the simplest form. So the total number of R plus B will be 11K, okay. Now, this is my total number, which is 11 into K, which is a multiple of 11. So the total number of marbles should be a multiple of 11. So 18 is not a multiple, 19 is not a multiple, 21 is not a multiple, 22 is a multiple. So option number D is the correct answer for this question. Question number 7. On a shelf, books with green cover and that with brown cover are in the ratio 2:3. So green ratio brown is 2:3. If there are 18 books with the green cover, then the number of books with the brown cover. Oh, so this is something called proportion. So what do you mean by proportion? When two ratios, so when two ratios are set equal to each other, it is called a proportion. What do you mean by that? For example, A upon B is equal to C upon D. Then this is a proportion, and we say that A, B, C, D are in proportion. So basically, they've already told you that the green and the brown cover are in the ratio 2:3. Now the books with the green cover are 18. So this 18. So we want to find out the books with the brown cover. So we have set a proportion. So 2 upon 3 should be equal to 18 upon B. So let's cross multiply. B should be 18 into 3 divided by 2. So B should be 27. Okay. Now, question number 8. The greatest ratio among the ratios 2:3, 5:8, 75 is to 121, 40 is to 25 is. So 2 upon 3, then 5 upon 8, then 8 upon 75, and then 75 upon 121, and then 40 by 25. So 2 upon 3 is approximately 0.67. This is 5 upon 8, let us see. Now 8 upon 10 is very, very close to 1 by 10. Okay. Or we can say 1 by 9. Okay. And 75 upon 121. Now 75 is more than, half of 121. So that is greater than 0.5. So obviously, therefore, this cannot be the maximum. Let us look at 40 upon 25. Now you can see that in all the ratios, the numerator is less than the denominator. So 2 is less than 3, 5 is less than 8, 8 is less than 75, 75 is less than 121. So all these ratios will be less than 1. But look at 40 upon 25. 40 upon 25, here the numerator is bigger. So this is 5 times 8, 5 times 5, this is 1.6. So obviously this has to be the greatest one. So there is no need to calculate each and every ratio by dividing them. Just use some common sense and find out the ratio between the numerator and the. So the next question, there are B boys and G girls in a class. Okay. The ratio of the number of boys to the total number of students. So that's clearly very easy. So boys to total. So boys divided by boys plus girls, because boys plus girls is the total number of students. Okay. So A, 10. If a bus travels 160 kilometers in 4 hours, so this is distance and time. Okay. So 160 kilometers in 4 hours, and train travels 320 kilometers in 5 hours at uniform speeds. Uniform speed means the speeds are constant. So what is speed? Distance upon time is a constant. So they are not varying. Okay. Then the ratio of the distances traveled by them in 1 hour. Okay. So distance by train in 1 hour. So that is 320 kilometer in 5 hours. So in 1 hour, that will be 320 by 5, that is 64 kilometers. Then distance by bus in 1 hour, that will be 160 by 4, because in 4 kilometers, the bus travels 160 kilometers. So in 1 kilometer, it travels 40 kilometers, 1 hour. Okay. So the ratio of the distances traveled by them in 1 hour. So first you have bus and then you have train. So the distance traveled by the bus is 40 and by the train is 64. So this is 4 times 10 and this is 4 times 16. So this is 5. So both the ratios are given to be 5:8 and 8:5. But you can see that first they have given you the bus and then the train. So find out the distance, ratio of the distance bus is to train, not train is to bus. So the answer will be 5:8. Next question. Karen and Preeti are sharing a packet of sweets in the ratio 2:3. Karen got 10 sweets. How many sweets does Preeti get? So Karen is to Preeti is 2 upon 3. This is proportion. And then Karen gets 10 sweets. So this is 2 by 3. So Preeti should get 10 is to 3 by 2, which is 15 sweets. Okay. Fifth, Tom, Phil, and Ali deliver newspapers. One weekend, they deliver 120 newspapers. So Tom plus Philip plus Ali deliver 150 newspapers, 120 newspapers. If the number they delivered are in the ratio 1 is to 3, so T is to P is to A is 1 is to 4 is to 3, how many newspapers did Ali deliver? Okay, so let this be X, 4X, and 3X, where X is the constant of proportionality. Then X plus 4X plus 3X is equal to 120. 8X equals to 120. X will be equal to 15. So we want to know Ali. So Ali was the last one, which was 3, is equal to 45. So Ali delivered 45 newspapers. All right. Next, Ando and Hero are 13 and 15 respectively. So Ando is 13 and Hero is 15. If their granddad gives them pound 112 to share in the ratio of their ages, so total is 112. How much do they each get? So the ratio is, so Ali gets 13, his age, divided by total age, which is 28 into 112. So Ali gets 52. Hero gets 15 by 28 into 112. That is 60. All right. This is common sense. There are 12 people in a book club. The ratio of men to women is 1 is to 2. So men plus women is 12. Men is 1 and women is 2. Men to women is 1 upon 2. And there are 12 people. So let's see. So basically, if men are X and women are 2X, then X plus 2X should be 12 and 3X should be 12 and X should be 4. So I have 4 men and 8 women. Basically, that is what I mean. 2 more men join the group. So new number of men is 6 now because two of them join. What is the ratio of men to women? So that will be 6 upon 8 because new men are 6. So that is going to be 3 by 4. Give your answer in the simplest form. So we want 3 by 4. Okay. 8. In a tennis club, there are 3 times as many as right-handed players as there are left-handed players. So left ratio right will be 1 upon 3. So basically, if there is one left-handed player, we have 3 right-handed players. Okay. So if there are 36 players in total, how many are left-handed? So left-handed should be, so total is 36. So let this be X and let this be 3X. So X plus 30, 3X is 36. So 4X is 36. So X is equal to 9. So how many are left-handed? So left-handed are X, that is 9. Okay, so that is how you attend the questions on ratio and proportion. Very simple concept and very scoring concept for mathematical reasoning of paper 1 of UGC NET. I hope you understood the lecture very nicely. And I'll see you in the next class with one more interesting topic on mathematical reasoning. Thank you.